Hey everyone, welcome to Spiritual Journey. We are going to talk about this pretty dynamic new moon that's set to arrive on the 28th of July at around 11:55 a.m., just before noon Mountain Standard Time. That would be 10:55 a.m. on the Pacific Coast and around 1:55 p.m. on the eastern seaboard of Canada. So this is a Leo new moon. And so Leo is a pretty risky kind of sign, likes to take a risk, and it is dynamic energy. So Leos are ruled by the sun, and the sun says, I want to get going. I want to accomplish my goals, my aspirations. And I can do this pretty easily when the sun is in position of exaltation or its home position. It is confident, moon energy, self-assured. There's no hesitation here. I'm just going to go for the gusto. So that's what this new moon is really about. It's about the daringness of something, the bravery to take that risk, the courage to move forward in this really exciting energy that is manifesting with this new moon. So it really is going to increase our hopes, our optimism. It's really going to push us forward in a big way. Now, the thing that struck me most about this moon is that it is connected to the fixed star of Prasepe. So another word for that is the beehive cluster. And this is where there's a lot of stars all clumped together. And it looks like a little hive of energy that goes on in that section of the stars in the sign of Cancer. Because of precession, this star is now in Cancer. So it's also called the hive, the manger, the crib, and it is about 40 stars that are associated with this positioning. And it kind of causes a lot of commotion. If you consider a beehive and the bees buzzing around and a lot of energy is funneling into this new moon. So that kind of adds on to what is already happening in this new moon chart. So this, according to Robson, is the 6th Arabic moon mansion. And so it can cause love, friendship, and like the social business with travelers, a lot of activity going on. So, if it's afflicted, it kind of causes captives to be further imprisoned. And so it's quite dynamic and really, in some ways, a bit frazzling. I've got to go do this, and then I've got to do this, and then I've got to do this. And a lot of people coming in and doing a lot of stuff. So this is good in many ways because Leo loves to be busy. And so there's a lot of like founders of large businesses and the connection to a lot of people that have founded large businesses. So they're busy as a bee, right? They're here, there, and they're everywhere. So it's a lot of mental stuff that's happening in this dynamic as well, even though it's associated with the Leo energy. And the Leo energy is to get at the heart of the matter, to find what we really love and then to start to create out of that interest inside of us. So this is really, really busy energy. And Leo loves to be the center of attention. Leo loves the drama, likes to be front and center, wants to be up on the stage, wants to be noticed and recognized for its dynamic energy, its generosity, and in many times its inclusiveness. So they love to shine. They want to express their creativity. And Leo is also about connecting with somebody else and creating. And so that's why this is where we can run the risk of pregnancies or the birth of something new because we're in the Leo energy. So the thing I don't like about this new moon is this beehive energy, and that 5 degrees of Leo quite often can produce aviation accidents or homicides. So we have this real energy of chaos in many ways, or distractions. And so we can have blows, stabs, serious accidents, shootings, shipwrecks, execution, banishment, imprisonment, sharp disease, lawsuits, and danger from fires or injuries to the face. So if you are out and about enjoying the summer months, please be cautious of what you're doing, who you're with, and what you're doing it with. Because a Leo loves to party. Leo likes that social engagement, connecting with a lot of people, introducing, becoming acquainted. So do be aware of that energy that can manifest very quickly because of this beehive energy that is so associated with this moon. Regardless of that, this moon is pushing us forward. This moon is really gonna jump us leaps and bounds in a new direction. So the moon and the sun are together like in all new moons, and they are joined to seers. So what is nurturing you? What makes you feel secure and safe? And what gives you the strength to grow and expand? And that is really what seers' connection to this is. How can we nourish this idea or this risk or this new adventure? How can we nourish it and bring it to full force, bring it into our lives? So the good news is that the moon and the sun is trining Jupiter. And that is really a spectacular, optimistic energy. So we're really nurturing our situation because Seers is there. We're nurturing our goals, our ambitions, and we're bringing rewards. Like we want some sort of payoff at the end of this. So this really gives us the strength, the courage, the confidence to proceed. And it really indicates that success is going to be the end result. And that is something that makes a promise here. It is something that says that there's going to be good results because of this, that you're almost like you feel like you're heading in the right direction. It's very insightful, and it's really like, let's do this thing. It's really enthusiastic. Now, Mercury is moving very, very quickly now. It's past the sun, met the sun in the last moon energy. And now Mercury is looking back in the rearview mirror and saying, okay, I'm done with that. I've made the plans and now I need to jump ahead. So Mercury in Leo is big ideas. It's a very self-motivating, and it indicates that there's a lot of fireworks going off. There is a lot of fireworks going off with this new moon. And what can create the fireworks is Mercury is squaring Uranus. Now, that's it's exact, like it's 18 degrees of Taurus, 18 degrees of Leo. So that is a really fixed into position because of the fixed signs being present. And so this makes everything a little more nerve-wracking, that it stimulates. It's a really high energy. And it's like, okay, let's do that. Okay, let's do this. Let's do that. Let's get going. And so the sun is formulating this plan for the future. What are you aspiring to do? What is your aspirations? Because Jupiter is in Aries. And this is pushing us to expand our horizons and to take the risk, to venture where we haven't gone before. So in order to achieve the motives here, the motivation, we may encounter resistance that I'm going to do this. I am going to do it. I'm going to take the risk. However, there's blockages, maybe red tape. Somebody's saying that's not going to work, or some unexpected event takes place that says not now. So this pushes us even further to find the resolutions beyond. And it makes us think out of the box. We have to get over that obstacle or around that hurdle. And how are we going to do it? So that's what Mercury and Uranus is doing. So we may make a very unexpected decision that we're not quite sure if we're traveling on the right path. And we could get these harebrained ideas that are really outrageous, like they don't make any sense. They're just snap judgments, snap decisions, and in many ways they're pretty foolish decisions. So that is why it's really, really important, if you're out socializing, having a great time, stay with your cluster, stay with your little hive. Stay with the people that you know. Don't unexpectedly go and take a risk and go, I'm going to go with these people. I don't know them, but they're a lot of fun, and I'm going to take that risk. Don't do that with this. Stay with that group. And this Mercury-Uranus connection can really cause some windy, stormy weather. And it can cause sudden storms coming out of a very hot day. It can cause some disruptions because Uranus is very close to the North Node. So Mercury is also square to the North Node. And it can cause like chaos, disruptions to the ground, earthquakes, volcanic energy, and it's just kind of explosive. Like it's really got a lot of power behind it. And so we can have these sudden storms. And it kind of reminds me of a tornado. So if you do have tornadoes, or there could be more prevalence of tornadoes, especially because of this beehive energy that is buzzing around us. So we do have to be careful for electrical problems, electrical storms, strange behavior, strange opinions. And so it's just a cautionary note, not because of the chart itself, but because of this fixed energy with the fixed stars that is associated with this new moon. It's actually quite exciting, but you just have to think before you leap. And also, Mercury square Uranus can act positively. There's a problem. How do I get around it? What is the obstacle? What is the challenge? And let's do it that way, even though it may seem strange. Many astrologers have been talking about this period of time as being super, super dynamic because Mars is now in Taurus. And Uranus and the North Node at the time of this new moon are right together. That opens up space. It opens up new space. It's a very inventive, it's very innovative, and it opens up possibilities for new things to come into our world that are outside of our now realization. So this really produces a lot of social change and social dynamics in connection to this. That boom, everything moves in a different direction because of an awareness of something that's infiltrated into our minds, like a light bulb goes off. And so we can be swept away in this energy, in this real enlightenment, but yet we don't want to get too carried away. We want to still ground ourselves, and Uranus square to Saturn will kind of hold some of this energy back. This is very impulsive energy to begin anew, to start a new future, to do away with the past and just venture forth. So some people could actually be, boom, cutting off relationships, quitting their jobs, cutting off something so they can go into a new reality, so they can go into a different world, a different being. And so it's really the releasing and breaking of old patterns and quickly shooting us into a new direction. So this isn't a common thing. You get up one morning, you say, okay, I'm done. Get on a bus, travel to a different city, start all over. And that's kind of the energy that is here with this new moon. Once we have made that decision to do that, the sextile from Uranus to a North Node to Juno is kind of saying, once you make that decision, once you've cut it off, ended it, moving on now, we really become really committed at that point. And we are in it for the long haul. And so that's the energy that this Leo moon, I want to be a star. I want to be a star on my own stage. I don't want to be the backdrop. I don't want to be the person behind the curtain. I want to be the person in front of the curtain. So for a long time now, I have said that Venus is instrumental. She's been instrumental all of 2022 thus far, and she continues to be instrumental in this Leo moon as well. She's the star player, even though you would think that she isn't playing a role here. She is the ruler of Uranus, the North Node, and Mars in this Leo chart. The sun is the ruler of the new moon. That means, what do I want? What are my goals? What are my ambitions? And where do I see myself in the future because Uranus is here. And what does my future look like heading forward? So we really need to acknowledge that aspect of this. And because of the frenzied energy that is associated with it, we really need to be cautious when we're making some of those really impulsive decisions or actions. Mars is heading towards this. And Mars is sextiling Venus. Like Venus is heading, they're both heading towards each other in a sextile. Venus now is in the sign of Cancer, which is ruled by the moon. That is, I really need this. I really desire this. And I've waited a long time. And are you going to be able to give it to me? Am I going to be able to get this? Or is this just another dead end? So Venus wants to really go after what she loves, that deep sense of connection with my tribe, who belongs, who is part of this big beehive of a group that I have, and who isn't. And maybe I should just break away and start over again. And so she is approaching this sextile, which really opens up the door to new friendships and relationships, and perhaps it brings in old family members that haven't been around for a long time. Like, boom, they're just on your doorstep. If you work with ancestral or ancestors, this also is a good moon for that as well. In the process of this excitement, in the process of us shifting and moving on into a new direction, onto a new platform, maybe it's social change that is happening. What is really interesting is that Venus is square to Chiron. So in the process of all of this optimism, I'm moving forward, I've got a new job, I'm breaking new ground, this is what is happening. To me, somebody may have hurt feelings, or that you may have to sacrifice somebody's feelings for this new process to begin. So do be consciously aware that you don't want to hurt anybody, if at all possible. And so do keep that in the back of your mind. There is some cautionary stuff here, but man, this is full of fireworks. This is going to launch us into the future. And we are on the precipice, perhaps, of some space opening up that is just all new. So keep aware, keep your wits about you, stick with that beehive, don't get lost in the shuffle, and please do be cautious of storms or storm activities happening, because sometimes in a storm everything can change very, very suddenly, that it's one thing one day and it's something different the next. And so it is a fast moving energy that you're here and then you're now over there. So it is very exciting. And so stay on your toes, be aware while driving, be aware of all possibilities. And I am really excited because this is going to open up open us up like never before. New technologies, new innovations, new things coming in that we never realized were there before. And now, boom, they're all of a sudden there. So that's similar to what sort of transgressed in the 80s, heading into the 90s. Boom, we had a phone attached to the wall, and boom, now we're walking around with our phones and computers all in the palm of our hand. So everything takes a little while, but things are changing. We are changing, and it's pretty exciting. So, all the best with this new moon. If you're doing anything to do with manifestation, or if you're a practicing witch, this is a great moon to work on career, jobs, if you're looking for a job or looking to expand your career. And it is really good to apply or do spells in association with your career or your path forward. If you're looking to change something as well or alter something, now is a really new moon that opens up that space for you to do that. It's a real dynamic to work with the gods. And so that, in addition, not only with God or the universal light, but if you need assistance from other gods or what the church calls saints, then this is a really good time to call on the male energy, because this is really male type of energy manifesting. And Venus is just past that Black Moon Lilith. She's been really instrumental in the last couple of moons. And so she is sextile. This Uranus North Node. So that could really launch a lot of people onto the streets in some sort of rebellious action of some sort, riots, those types of things. We can have problems with aviation, so do be cautious if you are traveling. But it can be pretty exciting as well. Like all of a sudden you meet somebody in an airport who changes your life. And that has happened before. So just enjoy this energy, socialize, go to a party, have a lot of fun, and just watch the fireworks fly. So I hope that kind of keeps you thrilled for the next couple of weeks until we hit the full moon on the 11th of August. So if you need a reading, please contact me. I'm more than willing to do full readings. And you can catch me either here through Zoom, or I'm live in some places as well. So I'll catch you on the flip side, and we will chat at the full moon. Bye.